Greetings, greetings, greetings. April 1st, April Fool's Day, the first day of Autism Awareness Month, year 2019. I figured it's probably a good day for me to go live on YouTube. What's up, what's up, what's up? April Fool's Day, the first day of Autism Awareness Month. And I just had Chase this past weekend, and there was an incident at the pool, so I thought it'd be a good topic of conversation here to do a live vlog on YouTube. The title of this vlog is going to be Parenting Autism / How to Defuse a Poolside Incident. Some people with autism have a lack of awareness of their surroundings and can sometimes have behavior that could be perceived as rude or obnoxious. And on occasion, that certainly happens to my son. So this is the second time at the health club pool where he had an incident. The first time, you may recall, was when a lifeguard did not believe his age and was trying to kick him out of the jacuzzi. Well, my son turns 20 in a few months, but people think he's 11 years old, or even 10 years old. And granted, he does look and act oftentimes like he's 10 or 11 years old. But he's almost 20 years old. So yesterday at the pool, him and I were having a good time just hanging out in the jacuzzi. This is an indoor health club pool, pretty spacious, but there's a lot of senior citizens there. It was not very busy yesterday. In fact, in the pool, there were only 2 senior citizens. And they were waiting in the pool where Chase and I were, my son, hanging out in the jacuzzi. He loves the jacuzzi. He generally behaves himself real well at the health club. He's just the most sweetest boy in the world. But he suddenly jumped out of the jacuzzi, walked over towards the pool area where 2 very old women, senior citizens, were in the pool, kind of wading in the pool in about 4 feet of water. And he proceeds to take a noodle, a spongy, soft pool noodle toy, I'm sure you know what that is, and he chucks it right in the direction of the 2 senior citizen women hanging out in the pool. Nearly hits them. I witnessed this from about 50 feet away, and I'm immediately disgusted. I'm immediately embarrassed, upset, but very glad he didn't hit them. In fact, the noodle didn't come any closer to the women, any closer than 3 feet. I mean, landed about 3 feet away from them. But this made, and then he jumped into the pool and said, "Can probably splash the women as well." So as I was about to get up and walk over there and apologize to the 2 senior citizens, they already began to get out of the pool, and it looked like they were going to leave the pool. So I stayed in the jacuzzi and waited for one of them to walk towards me to the jacuzzi, and one of them got in the jacuzzi, and I immediately said, "I'm really sorry about that." And I pointed in his direction. I said, "He has special needs. He has autism. He's not often aware of his surroundings. Sometimes he's not aware of his surroundings." The woman then asked me, "Is that your brother?" And I said, "No, that's my son. But thank you for the flattery." I then explained to her that, again, I'm really sorry. I told her I'm embarrassed for my son's behavior, his actions in the pool. And she was really understanding, really understanding. She didn't cop any attitude or anything. But then her friend came over, and she got into the jacuzzi, and she was more elderly, and she looked a little bit stunned. Like this was all the most shocking experience she's had in several months. So I explained the same thing to her, and she said, "Why was he even in the jacuzzi?" And I said, and then she said, you have to be 18 to be in the jacuzzi. And I said, I understand that. I very politely said, yeah, he turns 20 in a couple months. And she looked shocked by that statement. And the best point I want to make about this video today, on the first day of Autism Awareness Day, Autism Awareness Month, the year 2019, is that for us parents, us parenting autism, when we run into these situations in public where our son or daughter has gained the attention of a stranger who reacts negatively to you, that's your opportunity as a parent to teach that person about autism, to educate that person about autism, to advocate about autism, not to cop an attitude back, but to say to them, I'm actually glad this happened because here are some of the realities of parenting autism. You know, here's the realities of how people with autism have to live surrounded by neurotypical people like you and I. And that society in general has to be conscientious, has to be patient, and has to be aware. However, I often want to preface this that as a parent, we too always have to have an eye on our children even when they're almost 20 years old. You know, my son could have run over there and jumped on top of these women in the pool, but he would never do that. I've never in my lifetime seen my son hit anyone with a pool toy. He didn't yesterday and he never has, that I'm aware of. If he has stories with his mother I don't know about it. But never with me. I trust him around the pool area. After what happened yesterday, I'm going to keep a closer eye on him when he heads towards the pool area. If I see that there are senior citizens in there, usually that part of the pool is filled with kids. So my point of this video is, if you're a parent out there with parenting your son or child with autism, you're going to run into situations with the public, and use it as a great opportunity to educate, to teach, to answer questions, to give perspective. And while at the same time, it is your responsibility to apologize for your son or daughter's behavior. That is the number one thing you got to do right away to diffuse any situations. Because the moment you do that, people are going to let their guard down. They're going to be compassionate. They're going to be understanding, typically. Now, one time I had a parent, when my son, and he was being very rambunctious at an outdoor restaurant, and I had to keep putting my hand on the upper part of his thigh, and he had short shorts on, and there's this woman behind me that thought I was touching my son inappropriately. And she said so, and I told her to go mind her own damn business, because what she was insinuating was so rude and so obnoxious. I did not use that opportunity to teach someone else about autism, you know. So hey, welcome to Autism Awareness Month, April 1st, 2019. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something, and I hope you can share it and like it. And if you're not a subscriber to KimOx7 on autism, please subscribe, please like, and please share. I love you all, and I will end with this. I took Chase to the Museum of Science and Industry yesterday here in Chicago, And boy, did he have a great time. He was smiles all around. He even came up to me and he looked me right in the eye and he said, "Chicks, chicks," which I knew what he meant by that he wanted to see the live hatching chicks display that they have there. And so we went down there and saw that. And then he wanted to go to the Moldorama, which is that electronic device thing that you pay $3 and it will mold a tractor out of plastic, and then it drops in a bucket and you walk away with a newly made molded plastic truck. And he was so excited about it that he wanted me to get him a plastic molded train, and I got him that too. It was just a great experience, a great time. And everyone out there, you all always ask how Chase is doing. He's doing great. He's a happy teenage boy. That's all I gotta say. You guys have a great